Hey everybody, it's good to be here with you again. Khalif Asagai coming here to talk to you about something that I'm so excited to share with you. So I was doing a bike ride the other day and I went to Marin County to Mount Tamalpais, which is a famous place. And they have a beautiful road there called the Panoramic Highway. So I thought to myself, well, I'm going to be taking my bike up there. I'm going to ride up the Panoramic Highway. So on the way to Marin, I decided to drive down the Panoramic Highway just to see what it is that I'm actually getting myself into. And I said, highway, the Panoramic Highway, just to see what I'm getting myself into. As I'm driving up, or I'm driving down, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, oh no, this is way steeper and way longer than I was expecting it to be. I had never been on it before, but in my mind, I had visualized myself, doing this bike ride, riding up it, and it being no problem. So as I'm driving down it and I'm seeing the turns come and I see that it gets really steep and I see these other cyclists struggling, I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know. I thought it was going to be easier than this. I thought I was going to be able to just come up here and ride this thing, but it looks extremely challenging. So I went to the beach, hung out with my brother, thought about it for a while, and they left, and I said, I might go do it. I might not. I'm really not sure. But the bottom line is, I was scared. I was thinking to myself, number one, I don't know if I can make it. Number two, it's really, really steep. Even if I make it, I might not enjoy myself. And number three, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be smoking on the way down, and going that fast alone, sometimes not safe. But, I decided to do it. So I parked my car, pulled my bike off, started trying to just hype myself up. I was just thinking, all right, just do as much as you can. And if you don't make it, it's fine. You'll just go home and you won't have to have, any complaints. You don't have to tell anybody. You can just do it. So I got on the bike and it was steep. I mean, from the very beginning, I could barely get any type of momentum going. And I started seeing it get a little bit steeper, and I got into what I thought was my easiest gear, and I was right. It just didn't feel like the easiest gear. So I'm trying to do as little as I can with respect to the energy expenditure, knowing this is going to be a long ride. This is a pretty tall hill, and I need to get to the top. So as I was riding up, in the first 2 or 3 minutes, I was thinking, I'm not going to make it. I should give up. Honestly, this is challenging. My legs are burning. I should probably just give up. And then I said, well, just go a little bit further. Just go a little bit further. And every time I pushed myself just a little bit further, I would hit a kind of a smooth spot. And I'd say, okay, I got to rest. And then what happened next? Boom, it was up again. Straight, steep hill. And I would get on that hill, and I was pedaling, and I was pedaling, and I was talking to myself, and I was yelling out, don't give up, keep going, keep going, keep going, which I actually was yelling out because I needed to encourage myself because this thing was steep. So I get to the really steep sections, and then, again, I'm thinking I should just turn back. I wasn't ready for this. I didn't train for this. I didn't know that this is what it was going to be. And ultimately, as I was thinking about giving up, I said, let me just do like 10 more pedal strokes. Just keep going. And I got around the curve, and what do you know? It smoothed out just a little bit. And finally, I realized that for every amount of effort that I put in to go up, I got a commensurate break to prepare me for the next uphill. And I started thinking, man, life is like this. Life is like this. I'm over here thinking about giving up right when it gets hard, not knowing that it gets harder right when you're about to peak, right when you're at the top of that particular ascent is when it's going to be the most challenging, because nothing comes easy in life, and you're not always going to be on a smooth road. You're just not. And if you're on a smooth road, guess what? You're not doing any work. You're not. If you're just going straight, you're not doing anything. I remember in physics as a high school student, which I was not good at, but I used to argue with my teacher because she said that the equation for work was work equals gravity times mass times height. And so what I got from that is that, wait, if I push something straight, I'm not doing any work. So I remember being in the hallway, walking, being like, no work, no work, no work, no work. And then getting on the stairs and saying, now I'm doing work, now I'm doing work. Because guess what? I was a nerd. I was a super nerd. But that always stuck with me. And then I realized as I was doing this climb, I said, you know what? If I wasn't going up, I wouldn't be doing any work. I wouldn't be making any progress in life. And that's the same thing with your life. If you're not on an upward trajectory, you're not putting in work. You're not even really making progress, and you're not growing. There's not supposed to be an easy way to the top. There's not. You got to get on that bike. You got to get on that hill. And you just have to grind through it, knowing that the pain of the climb is not permanent. It's going to subside just enough time and right when you need it to get that energy for the next hill. So I'm on this hill, and after all those times thinking about giving up, I'm still going, and there's cars passing me, and some of them are honking, and bikes coming down, and I just at some point I realized that I just couldn't stop. I had to go to the highest point that I could on that mountain with the time that I had allotted and just grind it out, because ultimately my mind kept telling me to quit. It kept telling me to quit, turn back. And then I said, no, I got to do this. And when I said I got to do this, guess what? I did. And I made it all the way to the top of that mountain. It was Mount Tam, East Peak. It was an amazing view. I was up there above the clouds, and I was really excited. It's something I really wanted to accomplish. But listen, even just driving down the hill, I was scared. I was doubtful the entire time. I almost just went home, but then I got on my bike, and I got on the hill. And as things were coming at me, I kept pushing it through, and then I hit the next level and the next level. By the time I got to the top, every time I saw a steep ascent, I knew I was going to make it because I had put in the work. I had shown myself what it actually takes to be successful in this area. And I knew that as soon as you get to the top, man, it's not straight up. There's going to be a break. And it's not a break. You got to keep pedaling. But the point is, it's not going to be as steep the entire way. You know, no mountain is a straight 70 degrees to the top. There's always some alternate route, but the point is that you have to keep going and you have to keep pushing towards the top. There is no easy way, but there is a way. There is always a way. It's about making sure that you don't let your mind conquer you. You've got to conquer your mind. You've got to conquer those thoughts that say, I have to give up now. It's getting too steep. It's getting too challenging. And you've got to push through. And that takes heart. That's when your heart's speaking to you and telling you that this is something that you must do. So just remember, there's no easy way to the top. After every steep ascent will be a calm to prepare you for the next one. It will not be steep forever. Your pain is temporary. And ultimately, if you're not going up, you're not doing any work. So put in the work, because most of us think about something. We stand at the bottom of a hill and we decide that we can see the top and it's really far, and therefore we're not even going to get in the game. But we need to get in the game, folks. You need to do the work. Everything that you want is out there for you if you'll just push through that temporary pain, knowing that it's simply not permanent. It's not going to last forever. And in fact, the reward of being at the top of that mountain, I felt great. I got a beautiful view. I did it. And the person that I beat was me. I beat my own self-doubt and my own fear in that moment. And that's the most gratifying person to conquer, is yourself. So just do the work, look at that mountain, and then decide to conquer it. There is no easy way to the top, but there is a way, and that way is inside of you. So thanks for watching. Come back, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or just keep watching these videos on Facebook, because I'm not sure where this one's going to go. And always remember to serve, love, and prosper, and check me out at KhalifAssegai.com. Bye.